It was the worst day since World War II for the United States Marine Corps. At the Marines barracks near Beirut Airport on October 23, 1983, during a peacekeeping mission in Lebanon, a suicide truck bomber detonated tons of explosives, bringing down the building, killing 241 Americans. Around the same time that French peacekeepers were attacked, elsewhere in Lebanon's capital, 58 of them were killed. It took years for the CIA to conclude with certainty that Hezbollah did it, a relatively new so-called Party of God, Lebanese Shiite terrorists inspired and financed by Iran. And that's why at a 35th anniversary memorial event in the White House, President Donald Trump drew the connection to new U.S. sanctions to cut off Hezbollah financing, and around a week away, the reimposition of oil sanctions against Iran, lifted as part of the Iran nuclear deal, which Trump walked away from.
We are doing a big number on Iran today, in case you haven't noticed. They're rioting in their streets, their money's collapsed, their lives are a lot different, and they're not looking so much for the Mediterranean. And when I took office, they were looking for the Mediterranean. They were going to take over everything.
The president said Iran remains the main patron of Hezbollah, adding that other than al-Qaeda, no terrorist group has more American blood on its hands. He told survivors of the Beirut barracks bombing and relatives of the 241 who died that they were heroes, among the first to give their lives in the fight against radical Islamic terrorism.
We are doing very well in our fight against ISIS. They are virtually knocked out entirely in Syria. Another short period of time, they'll be gone, and also in Iraq and in lots of other places.
That same year, 1983, in Beirut, saw the destruction of the U.S. Embassy, the work of a suicide bomber in April. And in the years that followed, Hezbollah and other groups kidnapped Westerners. For America, it was a new hostage crisis. Nothing was more humiliating than seeing how U.S. Marines were victims. 14 months later, the surviving Marines left, the peacekeeping mission a failure, considered here a tragedy never forgotten. Dan Raviv, I-24 News, Washington.